So you will hear a lot of narratives that say, ignore your gut feeling, focus only on raw data, that. But we are not robots. And gut feeling is not black magic. What people usually describe as gut feeling is a combination of your lived experience. So, you don't exist in a vacuum. That's what the gut feeling is. I experienced that before. I cannot really verbalize what I'm feeling and thinking right now, but it doesn't feel right, or it feels right. That is human intuition. So the right way forward is not to ignore that and say raw data is the best, robot overlords will rule the world. That's not the way. It is combining, okay, let's use the best data we have together, because we humans, our brains are very sophisticated data interpretation and decision making. I don't want to say machines, but organs, devices, whatever. So combining these two is what my co-author Dominic Dellerman and myself call augmented strategy.
Something else that I have to ask about, because I'm quite an avid gamer in my spare time. You've also created a board game, and that's aimed at teaching innovation and entrepreneurship skills. So can you tell us a bit more about that and maybe how the game works? Because I'm really interested about that.
Yeah, would love to. So the game is called Playing Lean. My friend Simon Fure Jorgensen, who was the guy who came up with the idea first, he used to run IT consultancy. And among other things, what they were teaching their clients were different agile methodologies back in the day when they didn't turn into such a big business like they are today.
Yep.
So what he encountered, a challenge was, you cannot really give a book to a bunch of executives and tell them, read it, and then we're gonna start doing that. And that is what he tried to do with Lean Startup. He would get the Lean Startup book, he would give it to them, and it didn't work so well. What they did use was one game called Get Kanban. So it is a great game for teaching Kanban in software development, project management, etc. And he said, okay, I love games. I want to do that with Lean Startup. There was no game. Let's make one. And then it was a bit of a process. But in terms of a game, it's a physical board game. It is close to strategy games. So you have different teams, they pretend to be different entrepreneurial companies, and then you decide, am I going to put my employees to develop product? Am I going to put them to do customer development, experiment, find out what the customer wants? Do I want to do sales? Do I want to send them on training? So very few options, but a lot of combinations. And as people play and they do experiments, they learn more about the customers. Every card teaches them a new concept in Lean Startup: minimum viable products, customer interviews, problem solution fit, a lot of different concepts that are useful to develop new products, test innovative ideas, and take them to market. When I say a functioning strategy, a good strategy is something that every employee in a company understands, and they can make a decision based on that. So if I walk into your company and ask 10 employees, what are the products you're delivering? Why are your customers buying those products? What are they doing with them? And where does your company want to be in the next 5-10 years, whatever they decided to put in their strategy? If employees cannot answer that, but only top management, you don't have a good strategy. You don't have understandable strategy. So then the people will be bringing forward stupid or irrelevant ideas, but not because they are stupid or irrelevant, but because the top management hasn't clarified way forward. And then contention happens, then conflict happens, all of these things. What is the absolutely worst thing you can do, and that unfortunately happens often, is leadership comes and organizes some sort of an event that will be maybe day 2-3 days. They get external speakers, they get those creative boxes, maybe some Lego sets, whatever, and they collect 80 ideas, and then they send people back to their daily job, and nobody ever hears back. Did my idea suck? Was it accepted? Maybe somebody gets some chocolate or whatever, best idea of the day.